Hello there, this is Rom coming back at you with yet another car video. Many women out here got fake hair, fake eyes, fake nails, yet they want a real man. And let me shout out this movie. I got that statement from, it came out way back in the day, How You Like Me Now. I put a link to it in the description box. It was a deep movie. A lot of people didn't watch it, but it was a deep movie. A character in there said that, and I got to give credit where credit is due. And y'all know I don't really get into the women. You know, I said if I ever go in on the women, it got to be something major. Because that's just not me. That's just not me. My thing is a man need to build himself up. That being said, I had to say something. Because yesterday I was watching I was watching, you know, the show I call The Gift That Keeps On Giving, one of those balloon pop shows. And they were jumping on this guy who had been on there a couple times. And I think the hostess of that show just have him on because dude don't mind going in on people. Dude named Brian. He don't mind going in on the women. They reject him. He question that shit. He go in on the women. And she had to know that. She trying to give a look like she didn't know he was going to do all that. That dude been like that. That dude been on there like a fourth time. That dude is going to, he ain't going to just take like, oh, you rejected me. Oh, yeah, but you look beautiful and all of that. He going to question it. And that's cool. But women, a lot of the biggest reason women would reject him because they would say he's short. Like the first woman to reject him talking about, well, you're not tall enough. Even though she only about 5 foot herself. And it cracks me up, and a couple other women said that. And I'm thinking about that, right? Because when you see the women on that show, indeed many women out here, very, very few women are natural. Now, for all the natural women out there who let their natural hair grow, show their natural eyebrows, all of that, I got nothing but love for you. I got nothing but love. Got 2 sons by a woman who kept her shit natural. I'd rather deal with that. But you got some women out here, first of all, they wearing weaves or coloring their hair. And contrary to popular belief, you got, because, you know, weaves are usually associated with black women, but you got some white women not only wearing weaves, but let's just be real. You see these blondes out here, there's very few natural blondes. And then be wearing colored contacts, and then you got women wearing these, like, big-ass eyelashes. Big-ass eyelashes. And I'm trying to think, ain't nothing about a woman's eyelash getting a man's dick hard. I don't know why they'll spend money on that. I mean, you know, if somebody making some money off of it, but who the fuck making some money off of it? This shit look crazy to me. Eyelashes be an inch out and thinking somebody that's gonna turn some man on. Then be having all sorts of nails and everything. Ironically, I did a Money Matters video that's coming out next week. I mentioned nails. Hey, that's a way to make money. But still, be having all this. And then women be wearing these pump Jemsons. Shout out Eddie Murphy. He first said pump Jemsons back in 1981. Yeah, I'm showing my age, but I don't care. I'm an old motherfucker. And wearing some pump Jemsons way back in the day. Uh-oh. Pope. Ain't one of those undercover Pope. Okay, I see what you doing, dog. I see. Yeah, one of those trucks. Got his flashes on anyway, chasing somebody. Anyway. We have some women on there, like on the show, The Gift to Keep On Giving. Now, they're talking about this dude's height, but you get women on that show and out here in public be wearing those pump Jemsons, 5-inch heels and stuff. Then had the nerve to talk about somebody who's still taller than them. I'm like, well, hold up, honey. Now, if a woman is like 5'9", 5'10", 5'9" and up, I get it. I get it. Ironically, I've met and even dealt with some women 5'9" and up. They don't be tripping. They just happy to get somebody to know them. But if they say, well, they want somebody tall, I get that. But you be getting some women out here, 5 foot, be wearing some heels and still complaining. And shoot, that's a regular one. Those balloon pop shows. Be like some woman 5 foot talking about a guy too short at 5'9". And see, here's the problem I have with it. This is why I say women have all this fake ass shit, but want a real man. First of all, a man can't help his height. That's why I even tell the guys, it is what it is, work with it. But he can't help it. That shit's purely genetic. And we still haven't seen the long-term effects of somebody getting some expensive-ass surgery to get taller. I mean, they height. And you get some guys, they like 5'9" or something. And still be taller than some of these women. Still be taller. The average height of a woman in this society is 5'4". Now, yeah, you're going to get some taller women if they say, well, I need them to be taller. Okay, I'll give it to them. I'll give it to them if they naturally tall themselves. But you be getting some woman who wearing some heels, wearing some fake ass hair, got some eyebrows on, colored eyelashes, all that shit, and a ton of makeup. Talking about they want the man to be real. Talking about they want him to be something they can't control. Oh yeah, and let's just be real. There be some overweight too. I remember I've seen a couple of clips of some videos that some dude was asking some women publicly. He was like, you think a man has to be tall? The women were like, yeah. So dude broke out, or the dudes broke out some weight scales. I give it to some women. They stood on it, but they could tell they were in some decent shape. They can control that. The only thing a man can't control is his height. His genetics are his genetics. He can walk up with a good posture and he can stretch, and there's some people who try to tell you, oh yeah, you can stretch out and all that. Whatever, your height is your height. What a man can control is his character of being who he is. He can probably put some muscle on. Even that's genetic, but you got a better shot there. He can put some muscle on. He can dress well. He can control all of that. And I've talked about that numerous times recently about that. A man can control that. But you get some women talking about, well, he ain't tall enough. Meanwhile, she got on some 5-inch pump Jemsons. 5-inch pump Jemsons. They ain't her natural hair. Come on now. Come on, the hair straight and stuff. The hair straight. The hair straight and short as hell. I mean, like I said, not even blonde, or even wearing some fake eye contacts. I dealt with this Korean woman one time. I told her, I said, take those contacts off. Had some blue contacts. I said, your eyes are pretty. Take them off. Or at least while you dealing with me, you around me. Take them motherfuckers off. Because I like natural. You talk to most men, they like natural. You know what? I remember back in the 90s, I was on this cable TV show, DC Cable. You know, cable access. I was on this show called Love and Happiness. I'll call the name of it. If somebody reach out to me, well, I know they watching. Look, how you like me now? Anyway, and we had did a survey. We did a survey as a bunch of men and what they liked in a woman. And the host of the show, he was like, yeah, men like this or that. I say, well, that's interesting because the men I talked to said they like natural hair women. Oh, man. Man, why I say, man, I got some women hot over that. But and it was funny at the time. I didn't really give a fuck at the time, personally. At the time, at that moment, I didn't give a fuck. As long as they had a fat old butt dunk, that's all I cared about. I said the men I talked to, and it was probably a score of men at least, said they like natural hair. Oh, they got pissed at me. But that's what they like. That's what they like. And I got in trouble, got threatened, got kicked off the show. There was a lot of stuff. Ended up getting back on the show later because apparently some women wanted to hear what I had to say. But I was just being honest. See, a lot of women will try to say this man gotta have this man gotta have that. Okay, that's fair. But a lot of men will prefer the woman natural. Like, I still have yet to see a man, like, if you sitting around with the fellas, you know, y'all chilling and everything, say, you know, one of the fellas will be talking about her breastises, or she got a pretty face, she got those DSLs, dick-sucking lips, got that big old butt dump, got those thick thighs which save lives. She got that. Oh, I got something to say about that in a second. But we don't be talking about no damn eyelashes. We don't be talking about no damn. I've yet in private to hear a guy talking about just doing consultations, being around some guy saying, man, she has some badass eyelashes. We just want to know she got a fat leg. In fact, I knew a couple women. They had their head shaved bald, and they couldn't get rid of men. Like, one of them, they were both friends, like bald, like their head was bald and like shaved bald. One put a man in a trance, and I remember another one said to me one time, "Say, man, why you always want to hug me?" Man, she fat than a mine. Oh, shoot. That same bald woman, I know one guy, he made up a poem on the spot about her. Oh, man, she had zero hair. And another one, shit, because it was at that place I was selling books, and she had a table right next to me. She had so many guys sitting on her, I had to pretend like I was her cousin to keep them off. They were like, because one was like, why are you looking over here? Oh, I'm just looking out for my cousin, man. We ain't tripping. Look, these women don't get it. We want them natural, but see, they be having all this stuff. They have those pump Jensens, 5-inch pump Jensens. Got their hair, knowing their hair ain't really, shoot. Like I said, don't just limit this to black women. White women be wearing like wigs and coloring their hair especially. You seen all these blonde-haired women now. I was like, nah. I know y'all ain't blind. You know you were born with some brown stuff. That's why you gotta constantly like fix your hair all the time. You know your ass ain't naturally blonde. There's very few of them. And they usually in Scandinavian countries. Hell, even in Scandinavian countries, all the women ain't blonde. Be faking and shit. But they doing whatever. They doing whatever. And I was gonna say something about that fake ass butt dump, because I'm just coming from the gym and I'm pretty sure this woman had a BBL. I'm like, what the fuck? The fuck you got a BBL for? You know how you can tell if a woman might have a BBL? If she got a big fat round ass but her thighs are slim. I'm gonna tell you that, fellas. That's how you can really tell. Look at her thighs. Women with big, fat, natural round asses got fat thighs. If the shit look like it don't match, like she got those little puny legs, but a big, fat, round ass, perfectly round ass, probably a BBL. Like, man, I don't want to mess with you. In fact, on that balloon pop show last week, saw this woman like that. Nobody called her out. They just called her fat. But I'm going to tell you what. Women need to stop tripping over that because, see, here's the thing. They want the men to be real. They want the men to have character. They want the men to want them. But what you presenting? You ain't presenting real. Because a man, if a man's dealing with a woman, he gotta think about it. Because something else, and I've dealt with this more than once. You ever, fellas, put a 1 in the description box if this has happened to you. You dealing with a woman, and you think she looked one way until that makeup either sweats off or whatever. And you like, damn, who are you? I remember one woman I dealt with who might even watch this. She looked totally different. The way she looked with makeup on and the way she looked without makeup on was totally different. She won another woman. She had so much makeup on. Shoot, we getting into it. I'm going to the bathroom wiping like shit off of my face. And you got a bunch of women, they wearing a bunch of makeup, caked on makeup. Shoot, even a lot of these superstar women. Because they'll show some videos or some clips of them without their makeup on. They don't look like it. Dudes be thinking they dimes or something. Look, first of all, real dimes, roll out of bed, bone structure like women are rare as shit. Rare as shit. And I've been saying that. But as men, you gotta understand that. But they be wearing all this shit. And there was another movie with Keenan Ivory Wayans. I can't remember the name of it. I think it was something way back in the day. I think late 80s. And this woman started taking off all her shit. I think it was called I'm Gonna Get You Sucker. I can't remember the name, but I remember it was a scene. This dude was alone with a woman and she started taking off everything, even her leg. What ladies got to do out here is just understand. If you want real, you got to present real. Present your natural self. In fact, I've seen a lot of women, and including it was like one of those videos where it was showing women without the makeup on. There was a lot of guys saying they look better without the makeup. A lot of guys want real. Like a lot of women, you don't want some guy faking like he got a bunch of money or wearing some platform shoes. I know a bunch of women don't. You want that man how he is. And even, you don't want a guy like changing his hair or something like that. You want these women want the man the way he is. Like, these women got to stop tripping over that. You gotta stop tripping over that. You don't ask for what you can't give. Fair exchange is no robbery. And it's like, just even talking about that height thing, every time I think I ain't gonna talk about it, I say, nah, I gotta address it. Because you got some women, they ain't that tall. What you want? Want some gargantuan dude? Yeah, and if that tall, and I've said this before, I'm gonna say it again. Y'all just wait. I say it'll be something new in a little bit when these women start getting dogged out by some tall dudes. Some 6'2" dudes. You know, the 3% of them that there are in the world just start saying, you know what? I don't need this woman. I got a bunch of women. Let me just dog them out. And like I said, ironically, the women who want them the most ain't that tall anyway. It'd be like some women 5 feet, 5'1". Even with heels, they still ain't that tall. Be wanting some dude over 6'2" or something like that. Like, come on, y'all, stop. You need to worry about if that man got good character. Whether that man, like you got women saying provider, that man might be a provider. Like the average height really is 5'9" anyway, at least in this country. And shoot, that's taller than half the world anyway. That's taller than half the world. A woman need to worry about, is that man going to be a man, he going to treat her right? Man, stop worrying about some other stuff. We be faking out all this other shit and then want the man to be real. Man, fuck that. Nah, you can't ask for what you can't get. Just remember the term. Fair exchange is no robbery. That's why personally I prefer natural hair. Shoot. That's why when I see anybody wearing their hair natural, I give them a compliment. I be driving along. I'll stop and say, you know what, I like your hair. I like your hair. Cause shoot, and even now, you know it's funny. That was about to change. Now this one a few times I'm gonna get into something political. When there was all that talk about all those tariffs on China, there were a lot, like, before they made that deal to bring them down some, there were a lot of beauty shops complaining because they be getting their hair from China. They were complaining. I was like, man, maybe that's a good thing. These women need to wear their hair natural anyway. Now, I know some women, they might see this, not like it. Oh, well, it's my preference. You already know. It's my preference. And there's a lot of guys who prefer it natural. A lot of guys who don't mind if you don't wear as much makeup. In fact, I read something talking depending on the country, they don't wear as much makeup. Like I think it was France I read about. The women don't wear as much makeup. Look, maybe some lipstick, something. Maybe some lipstick, but you get women putting on a ton of shit. They taking forever. Heck, I even seen that on some of those reality shows, those dating reality shows. Those women take their makeup off, and you'd be like, and they'll show it. It's like, nah, honey, you don't need that. Show them what you got. If you don't like what you got, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, but don't fake it. What you faking for? Because here's something else too. And this is talking about just the whole image and everything. Women doing it, ultimately, they'll say something like, oh, we doing it to get men. Or really, they doing it to compete with each other. But whatever the case, if a man just prefer natural, boom. Because I know some women now, very natural, they can't get rid of it. Remember, I said I knew those two women whose heads was shaved totally bald. They couldn't get rid of men. And I still keep up with them now. They let their hair grow out, but it's still natural. And they still can't get rid of men. They still can't get rid of men. But they being natural. Dudes, they just want something natural. Look, men, let's just be real. Men out here just want somebody natural they can chill with, who's in cooperation with their operation, somebody they click with. We ain't that difficult. If you ain't, very few men are going crazy over some pump Jamesons. Yeah, they'll give you some dap on it, but shit. If you ain't whatever, if you ain't that tall or whatever, if a woman ain't that tall, okay, whatever. Shoot, sometimes we, man, like a woman can switch around. Yeah, like I said, I understand if a taller woman, 5'9", 5'10", and up, wants a man taller than her. I get that. I ain't no hate there. Ain't no hate there. I understand that, but 4'11", 5 feet, come on. Wasn't a real man. Faking and stuff. And then wonder why they don't got anybody. So, anyway, though, that's all I got for today. Just, I'm going to check out that movie. I got in a link when I get some time, but check that movie out. Y'all come across that scene. And fake hair, fake eyes, fake nails, talking about they want a real man. Please. It don't work that way. All right? So anyway, I'll get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.